What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Rivian. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Rivian is down 5.03%, 1573 the low, 1742 the high, and 84.8 million shares being traded. So today's been quite the crazy day. During the pre-market, you kind of saw things just normal. Things were okay, red, but they were still kind of holding up. Then as soon as the market opened, you had all hell break loose. So there was a lot of fears that kind of rolled over from yesterday because of Powell. Plus, we also did get initial jobs claims, for instance, coming in at 236, forecast of 205. Market didn't like that whatsoever. Although this does kind of justify a January rate cut, it's still too early to start kind of thinking about negative data. So a lot of that plus Oracle earnings, that's kind of what caused a certain level of suppression. Then you had Rivian put out their own news right here that caused it to hit the kind of intraday lows. That news was this right here. So Rivian unveils custom silicone next-gen autonomy platform and deep AI integration at inaugural Autonomy and AI Day. So they are launching in early 2026 their voice assistant. I think they're kind of late to the game for that, but still good to see that they're kind of stepping up and improving themselves. That, in my opinion, wasn't the reason why Rivian did get hit. Rather, it is the second part, and so this is where they're stepping up their autonomy game, and they're doing things in-house. So they're pivoting away from NVIDIA. So that, clearly the market did not like. And I kind of understand what Rivian's trying to do. I think bigger picture, they want to be bigger than Tesla. They're coming for Tesla. There's no doubt about it. This is why, even though right now they're kind of using Tesla's kind of infrastructure for the charging stations, they are going to be pivoting, right? So they have a lot of those partnerships that's going to be starting in 2030. So Rivian is building a strong base. They don't want to be dependent on anyone. They want to build their own thing. Clearly, the market was kind of thrown off by that. It's still yet to be seen whether that's extremely bullish, how they can actually do that in-house. And I think, again, by them doing that, there's going to be a lot of attributing costs. So I think that's why you did see Rivian kind of sell off like that. But still, we'll have to kind of wait and see how that does all play out. Luckily enough, Trump did put out news roughly around this time frame that's causing a nice recovery in the broader market. And that is this right here. So Trump administration plans to boost tax break for corporations. So good timing. And he actually, prior in the day, he was tweeting saying that the market's at all-time highs and he wants it to go up even more. So this is his way of boosting kind of the broader market, which is rather comical. But nonetheless, it's been a while since I've done a Rivian video. Actually, in fact, I don't think I've ever done a Rivian video on this YouTube channel. I always did it under Financial Journey. So I did start this new channel on a side note, but these are some of the most recent analyst ratings. So you did get a $12 sell. It was a downgrade. Morgan Stanley, Andrew, who has a 54% success rating. You also do have a 21 buy, Canaccord, 14, 14, 17, 25 as a consensus. 1387 is the ratings over the last 3 months, representing a 16.62% downside. So yeah, analysts clearly not really that bullish overall on Rivian. But then again, I think it extends more than just Rivian. They're not really bullish on kind of just the EV sector. Shorts, at the time of doing this video, they are increasing 373,000 shares, 18.51% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 148 million shares overall being shorted. DTC being 3.21 days does signal that shorts are fairly overextended. Don't get me wrong, I'm just analyzing this data. I'm not saying that Rivian is a squeeze play because I definitely do not feel it is. But 25 million in calls, 9.1 in puts, 45% of all the options being done are bearish in nature, most of which came pretty much right after the announcement. So I think just bigger picture institutions feel more downside is coming. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to recover to about the 17 to 1750 by Friday. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 16. Institutions somewhat evenly divided today based on everything. So you do see an equal amount of buying and selling on the secondary market. So anything with a ask is a buy, anything with a bid is a sell. So again, it's wishy-washy, a little bit back and forth. Aside from that, these are some of the transactions occurring on the dark pool. Dark pool is often enough used by shorts as well as hedge funds. So definitely they are fairly active in my opinion. So yeah, we'll kind of good stuff to see for that. Yesterday we did see a lot of big transactions during the after hours. So definitely fairly active today. So let me know your thoughts on that. With it right now at 1661, it is currently trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 1579 is going to be a strong support, and it kind of bounced off of that general area. So 1573 was the low, so that's a good support level. And then 1799 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Very wide gaps. That's because Rivian is fairly volatile. But nonetheless, so just watch for 1579 in the foreseeable future. Aside from all that fun stuff, quickly popping over here, like Rivian's technicals were actually doing fairly good. It kind of showed some signs that it was going to consolidate a little bit, but they were actually doing fairly good up until today's news. It's again recovering a little bit, but still this is kind of breaking it. You do need 2 days to really signal a trend. So ideally tomorrow you see a nice recovery to get above that 10-day moving average, but tomorrow we don't really have that much in data. A lot of Fed speakers, but I think there's a lot of hot topics that they could really bring up. And there hasn't really been that crazy of articles, no new news or whatever. So most likely over the next little bit, you'll be seeing a lot more kind of articles pop up, really analyzing the most recent pivot from Rivian, which is kind of interesting. At the same time, you might see a lot new analyst ratings popping up as they digest, again, this new information. So all in all, pretty interesting stuff. I think Rivian, I've always been very hesitant on, and I think they always did lack the tech aspect. They were always able to really ramp up, and they were improving on their tech, don't get me wrong, but I think with today's news, even though the market kind of was thrown off by it, I think overall it's going to be fairly good for them. Of course, once they get through kind of the major costs associated to doing things in-house, but I think bigger picture, the market is going to warm up to their idea. So let me know your thoughts on Rivian. Are you buying? Are you selling? What's your kind of general thoughts on Rivian? And when the market is feeling a certain direction, like for instance, consolidation is coming, if you ever want to buy a long call, that is how you make some very serious money. So for instance, if you think Rivian is going to get to, let's say, the $20 range, which is a 21, rounding up to 21% return just on the common stock. If you look at, let's say, a March 20th expiry date, you can make a solid 63% on a long call. So when the market is bearish, look at buying a long call. That's how you make some very serious money in this market. So let me know your thoughts on Rivian. One final thing, if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.